Thank you, reporter from the Voice of America. My question is for Mr. Asano. You mentioned that under Modi's leadership, Japan and India relationship will grow stronger. But the reality is, Modi postponed his visit to Japan, and instead he already met with Chinese leaders. So I think the Chinese media already say that in the first round of when India's new leader, China already won the first round. That's my first question. And the second question is, you mentioned the book, The Coming War with Japan, and there are people predicting a coming war with Japan. Only that the other actor is China, not the United States. So my question is, and this year also the 120th anniversary of the Japanese and Chinese war. So my question is, do you predict a war with Japan, between China war with Japan is coming or not? Thanks.
Okay, second one, no. No. Okay, that's done. Yes, Mr. Modi was initially, he was supposed to visit Tokyo in early July. But because of putting out a need to discuss in the parliament of his first budget, the conflict of schedule, so he postponed it to August, or could be early September. That would be his visit. And I know that Japanese MOFA has been strongly working towards Mr. Modi and BJP to come to Tokyo as the first, overseas visit. But I don't see this as a competition. You said, and I know Japanese and probably to a certain extent Koreans are very much, they do who goes first or who names first. They care so much on this, but I don't see this as a competition. And I don't think China won or Japan lost on this thing, but he's, and one of the media report that came out a few days ago or two in Indian media is one of the reasons why Mr. Modi postponed the visit, according to this report, is that there are several projects that Japan wanted to declare at the summit in Tokyo. But Mr. Modi found out that the Indian side's preparation was not going at all. So he said that he can't just go and visit Tokyo just for a photo op, that there needs to be something concrete, needs to be put out if he were to visit Tokyo. See, he said he asked his bureaucrats to work on it for another month or two, and according to the news report, that's why he's doing it. And economic interdependence, will it prevent military conflict? That has been the talk in Tokyo, and especially when Mr. Abe was it in Davos that he mentioned that the situation in East Asia is much like the situation in 1914. There's a lot of debate in Tokyo too whether this economic interdependence theory is actually working or not. And one of the interesting idea that I heard is it's working, and that's why, and of course right after when Japanese government nationalized Senkaku Islands, well, technically it's not nationalization, it's transfer of ownership according to the government. But when that happened, there was a strong protest in Beijing, and Japanese investment and Japanese car sales, tourists visiting Beijing dropped significantly. But after a year, it kind of went back to what it was before. So one of the arguments that is being talked in Tokyo is that because economic relations between Japan and China is substantial and solid, politicians could afford to play with fire. That's a very interesting way to see this. But anyway.